Alright, it's 6:30, so we're gonna start the meeting.
He'll be here at 7.
Roll call.
He'll be here at 7.
Oh, Wade,
Sure.
Emily, here, Sal,
Here.
Keith,
Here.
Luke.
Here.
Approved meeting agenda.
Make a motion to approve the meeting agenda as written.
Second.
Wade,
Aye.
Keith.
Aye.
Luke.
Aye.
Sal.
Aye.
Emily.
Aye.
Approve October 9th, 2023 city council minutes.
I make a motion to approve the October 9th council minutes as written.
Second.
Sal.
Aye.
Wade,
Aye.
Keith.
Aye.
Emily.
Aye.
Luke.
Aye.
Correspondence.
I just got a couple things in there. I did get a grant writing workshop. This is just, in a week already. I don't know that I would have time to do this, but there's a flyer in case anyone else is interested. I also got an email from Jamie at Iowa Select Farms. She was looking for the new owner of Andy's, as they usually do like a Christmas meal drive or meat drive or something like that in the parking lot there. So I just put that in there for you guys to know that that will be happening there at 2 p.m. on December 12th.
Opportunity for community members to speak.
I'd just like to thank council for hearing the students in my class for coming tonight and they get here anyway, so I don't need to speak, but they will. Put a lot of time into it and thought, so I think it'll be pretty good. Thank you.
All right, council to discuss and possibly motion to go into closed session regarding the fire station option to purchase. So Iowa Code 21.5 paragraph 1C to discuss strategy with council in matters that are presently in litigation or where litigation is imminent, where it's disclosed would like to be disadvantaged of the position of the government body. I suppose I didn't need to read all of that. Okay, fire station. So on May 3rd of this year, we notified Steve and Deanna Eastman that we were exercising our right to purchase, which was in the contract that we entered into them back from 2009. So we followed up with them in May. The abstracts went to Mitchell County. We received those back. However, they were missing a portion, so they went back for additional information. We got to the point of the closing statement, and the closing statement includes the final purchase price that's still owed for the sale of the property. Steve and Deanna presented us with $50,000 to finalize that agreement. That did not match our financial records. So we went back and re-asked the question, got a new closing statement of $40,000 from them, with I think $900 included in interest accrual due to some late payments in the last few years, and we again didn't think it matched our understanding. So the lease business property agreement that is in the council's packet is what Paige and I have been working with the lawyer around, and what we have been using to move through this process. So within this contract, it has a section around the option to purchase. And the option to purchase says, we can purchase the building for $200,000 minus what we've already paid to them. So that's the understanding that we have been operating on, is the $200,000. You also have in your packet the original amortization schedule. We believe that this came from the city's attorney. He was also Steve and Deanna's attorney. Based on our understanding, he was the only one in any of the conversations. As you can see, that amortization schedule started out at $220,000. So a little discrepancy there. So we had our attorney update the payment schedule based on the $200,000 amount. And that's the second schedule that's in there. As you can see, it landed us as November 1st of 2023 owing $927.67. So it's a big difference from the 40,000. We have asked Steve and Deanna to provide additional information that leans to the 220 sale price. We have not received anything from them stating that there was an agreement between the city and them that doesn't match this contract. I chatted with Lyle the other day, so we did find another file in the fire station building and have been reviewing that as well. Nothing in there was official documentation. Some of it was Lyle's notes, some of it was donations that had occurred as well. So to add to the confusion of this, so we do show in that folder that we did receive 101,518 in donations that came in for this fire station. So we had a lot of community support, which is always super nice to see. We also do show paying Eastman's an additional check of $66,726.78 with no notes on what that was for. It was prior to us starting our lease payments. So I think we believe the assumption is they paid for some of the building receipts based on talking to Lyle, and this was probably a reimbursement for that. I think there's a lot of things outstanding here around, that 101 versus 66 is a little different. So how is that attached? We also had, 1,743 hours of labor put into this project free. We showed $37,800 of donated equipment through this project as well. So we are at the point where obviously we're not agreeing with Steve and Deanna on what the final payoff is. So talking with our lawyer, the options that we have now is to pay the price that they're asking, the $40,918, I think it is. Negotiate a agreed upon price between the two parties, or to go into litigation and hold it to the contract that we have. So that's essentially what the council is going to be going into closed session to discuss with the lawyer, what that looks like. Any questions? And I bring up the labor and the donations and the equipment donations because I think it's really important just to make sure we get this right. People put a lot of money towards this. They put a lot of time towards this. And we're essentially spending their money in this. And so, that's really why we've leaned into looking at the documentation and finding everything we can to help with this process. The fire station right now sits on part of our property and sits on part of theirs. Because we haven't made our $10,000 lease payment, we made the $927, which we believe is the final payment. They are saying that we need to pay that or we could go into foreclosure. So I want to be transparent with that as well. Again, that gets a little dicey knowing that it's on our property as well. That creates a little more confusion.
After this coming to light, there's a lot of things I wish we'd go back and maybe done a little better. And the place. I can take some blame where we were at. We had a growing department. Our station we couldn't get trucks in it. Really disappointed probably in the record keeping that took place in here. Audits. You're supposed to catch some of this stuff. Wow. Anyways, at the time, architects, engineers do, it costs a lot of money. And the city didn't have any money put away at the time. Nobody 50 years before this and put money away, think this day would come and we need a new fire station. Well, this was the best option. I know not everybody's in love with them, but it was the best option at the time. It was, you know, I basically worked as a general contractor, worked with all these people that donated, and he took care of the bills, and it was just supposed to be a lease to own. This would be real simple. Keep track, at the end, you write the check, and it's a done deal, you own it. Granted, he was making some money on the interest, but, you know, because interest has been up and down in 15 years, I understand that. But nobody else had stepped up. That was the best thing we had at the time, so. Yeah, I'll take some bond of it, I guess, but I just, like that, like the amortization schedule. I mean, that's stamped by a notary. I mean, that stuff should be. This is, I mean, there's a lot bigger deals go on in this country or world or state that they need to write on, so.
And I would say, I don't think our amortization schedule was ever signed by anyone or notarized.
So we're
again,
like, where did we get this?
right, we're not even sure where that schedule came from. What again, we have been leaning on what was signed and recorded with the state of Iowa. And that is that 200,000, it's in the contract twice. And I think, you know, I probably should have started with this too loud, because we connected about this. The intentions were good, right?
Yeah.
The intentions at the time were good. Now that we're trying to retrace and go back, I think it's pointed out to just really good notes and making sure we've tracked all of this stuff. We do show in 2009 that we make a 10% down payment, and it says 20,000. That aligns with the contract. So again, we were happy that that was in there, but there are missing pieces in the notes, and in the midst of it, our finance system switched. So it's not even as easy as going back into the finance system to look at that fire department building fund that was created. And then once the building project was done, it essentially just went back to general. So it evaporates essentially, right? And so it's hard to find that trace of what happened and what people agreed to. And, you know, about 3-4 councils have been here since then. So that also adds to complications. We also have one attorney that we're looking to because he has served both parties. So I think I mentioned this at the beginning of starting this, like super important to have an attorney for the plaintiff and the defendant. So you have two eyes looking at it. You have both parties making sure their interests are being taken care of.
Yeah, Jim Cody, he was in charge of the fundraising. He took care of all that. I mean, you don't know Jim. Jim's been gone a while now, so yeah, he did a fine job there. Paperwork and things just continue to slip through the cracks and end up where we're at.
Yeah.
So we could go into a closed section
You
or
do need a motion to go into closed session.
I'll make a motion to go into a closed session.
Luke.
Aye.
Emily.
Aye.
Wade.
Aye.
Sal.
Aye.
Keith.
Aye.
Okay, so we're gonna pause the recording or stop the recording, and then we'll start it again when we're done with closed session. Yeah, so we have to have everyone go out. Thank you.
Sorry, darling. Hopefully it's not too cold.
Yeah, no, we don't have that luxury.
Dave said he's buying everyone hot
Right.
chocolate. Wait, sorry.
Can we?
I don't care. Take it.
How long is this gonna take, man?
Hopefully not. Who we all say?
That's just. Leave meeting. Just a minute, we are still recording.
I'll click that. It won't let me. Yeah.